Okay, hello. Today is the 23rd of October, and I would like to tell you what we did yesterday with my 1B2 groups 120 and 121. Yesterday was a Wednesday. So, if you will allow me, I will share my screen. Okay, what we did was yesterday was focus on usually what I do is that I devote the first day to use of English and the second day to focus on skills in general. So we usually start with an exam-like listening. So with my first group, I mean 120, we did listening one test one, part one from this link here, Engelsam, FCE. So we finished the first part. We explained a little bit how sentence stress works because it's very important for listenings to succeed in a listening. And after that, we did the listening. But the first part is usually 8 shorter conversations. So we did one conversation and we tried to explain to see why the correct answer was A, B, or C, or D. And then after that, I intended to start doing a speaking, which is related to the writing that would have come afterwards, but I am not sure we had time for that with my group 120. With my group 121, as we had already done the first part of the listening, we did parts 2 and 3. Part two was a close, a gap text where you had to fill in the missing words or phrases. Always bearing in mind that you can never expect to hear the text verbatim in the audio. In the audio, you hear a speaker telling you a story, and you have to interpret that story to find the missing parts of the text. And after that, we did the part three, which is the typical speaker listening. So you hear 5 speakers and they talk about a specific thing. For example, a habit which they find very difficult to get rid of. And then you have a number of phrases summarizing what the speaker is saying, but there are 3 distractors, which means that you have to tell apart what is relevant and what isn't relevant. The problem is that most of them mention everything in their speech, so you have to work out all by yourself which is the right choice for each speaker. And with my group 121, we did have time for the speaking, but I gave them time to do it in pairs. And when I was about to explain, because usually when I do that, what I do next is we speak about some of the questions in as a group, whole class, and then I explain some of the things that I have overheard when I pop from pair to pair, from group to group, things that probably would have been or should have been expressed better, or things that you wanted to express and you didn't know how to. Yesterday we did the pair work, and next I was going to explain because the student in question was quite curious about how to say that sentence in particular, and we were going to do the transfer together, but we did not have time for that. So we did the speaking in pairs, but we didn't finish off the activity. So what we agreed was that next Monday, which is Monday and not the focus on skills day. But anyway, I will, the first thing I will do will be the speaking and the writing, because I would like to give you the guidelines for an essay, for you to do an essay, but there are things I would like to explain before setting the task. You have the handout on the page, as you know. If you come here in the assignment down here, you have sorry, this is the task. This is the task. But before that, I would like to introduce, as it is in the lesson plan, I would like to introduce this, which is um, apart from the task is also included here, but I would like to introduce a number of activities, how to structure the essay before setting the task. And that's something that we agreed we would do during the first session next week, even though it's usually devoted to use of English. And that is all. So I hope this is helpful, and thank you for listening.